Sally Hill. Hi, Sally. She's got a doer-upperer. I think we all know that phrase, don't we? Does it make financial sense to bridge first and then mortgage when the refurb is complete? I mean, that's a tough question. I think you've just got to be really, really confident with your numbers, haven't you? So I would call this a two-stop strategy, and we're really happy to get involved in that. What we can't tell you, we can't be the decision maker whether it makes sense, but we can give you the numbers so that you can then do the maths to work out whether it does make sense. So we can give you the numbers for step one. So I said two-step strategy. Step one is obviously the bridging to buy it. Why would you be bridging? Well, it means that the property's not lettable at that point and you can't get a normal, cheaper long-term finance on it. So you're going into bridging, and bridging companies don't care whether there's a hole in the roof, whether there might be some structural issues, maybe you're going for planning permission change, maybe you're going to convert the cellar into a habitable room, some sort of major change, which means you cannot let it the day you get the keys. That means you can't get a normal buy-to-let. So you might look at bridging, you might look at joint venture finance. If you've got deep pockets, you might buy it cash. That would be cheaper than bridging, amazing, but who's got all the cash? So bridging comes in usually as a means of acquiring and securing that initial property. And let's say maybe you've also got it at a discount as well if there's a lot of work to do to it. So we can give you all the figures for the costs of the bridging and what it costs for every single month that you have that bridging in place. So then you can do the maths to say, right, by the time I've done the works, it might be 2 months, it might be 6 months. When I'm ready to refinance out of that, I'm assuming you're not going to sell, you're going to put it then into a long-term buy-to-let. So you've got all the bridging costs that you just add in to all your other costs of securing and buying that property. And then you need to understand, this is now step two. What's the GDV? What's the gross domestic value of that property once all the works have done? What's the new uplifted value of that property? So then you say, okay, if it's worth X, we as a brokers will be saying, well, you should be able to get 75% of the value out, might be able to get 80% of the value out. And these are now the monthly payments and the costs associated with this long-term finance. And then you say, okay, well then, and what's the rent on it? So then you know what the yield is compared to the outgoings and what your return's going to be. How much of your initial capital is going to get reimbursed to you with that uplifting value? So you'll be able to work that one out. And you can then decide yourself what the rate of return is at that end product. So we can assist you with it. We can't make the decision for you. So it's a bit complicated, but I've done loads myself in the time, and we've helped many, many, many landlords with that two-step strategy approach. So I would actually book some time in if you've got a property in mind, because here's the thing. Do not buy the property and then come to us saying, oh, I think I need some bridging. I think I need, as a landlord did last week, he's already bought it at auction, actually, this one, and then came to us for the finance. This is what you should do. You do the planning first. And before you even go to the auction or put your offer in, we'll give you the step one bridging cost. We'll give you the step two long-term finance cost. Then you decide whether you chuck it in the bin or you put an offer in. So hopefully that's answered Sally's question.